In the heart of Africa, amidst towering mountains and vast valleys, lived a boy named Kato, born into a legacy of kings. Though he spent his childhood running through fields and playing with friends, he was destined for greatness. Kato would one day be known as Menelik II, the emperor who would unite Ethiopia and stand against powerful European forces. His journey to the throne, however, was not easy. Before Kato could fulfill his destiny, he would face trials that tested his courage, wisdom, and heart. His path would take him through hardship and sacrifice, but he would rise to become a leader who inspired his people and changed the course of Ethiopian history. This is the story of Kato, the boy from Shewa, who would become a legend, a symbol of unity and strength for his nation.
One day, all this land will be united. I can feel it in my heart.
Kato, what are you doing up here, dreaming about being a king again?
I'm not just dreaming, Tay. I will be king of all Ethiopia. I know it.
You, king? That's a big dream. How can a boy from Shewa unite all of Ethiopia? There are so many kingdoms, and the people are different everywhere.
By being strong, brave, and wise, and by listening to my people, you'll see.
That evening, under a clear sky filled with stars, Kato and his father, King Haile Melekot, sat by a crackling fire. The night air was cool, and the quiet around them felt almost sacred. The firelight flickered across their faces, casting shadows that deepened the lines of the king's aging features. Once a proud and strong ruler, Haile Melekot now looked worn from the weight of leadership, though his eyes still held a fierce pride for his son. Kato, sitting beside him, gazed into the flames, feeling the warmth, but also sensing the importance of the moment. The silence between them was thick with unspoken words, as if both knew that a pivotal conversation was coming. The stillness of the night and the soft crackling of the fire added to the feeling that something significant was about to be revealed.
Kato, you are young now, but one day this kingdom will be yours.
To lead the people and protect them, right?
Yes, but being a king means making hard choices and uniting people, even when they don't agree. It's a heavy burden.
Kato listened intently, realizing that being a king meant more than leading armies into battle. His father's words weighed heavily on him, revealing the true responsibilities of leadership. Kato had always imagined kingship as a symbol of strength and bravery, but now he understood that it required wisdom, compassion, and the ability to unite a divided people. As the firelight flickered across his face, Kato felt the growing weight of his future. He realized that ruling was about making difficult decisions that would affect not just himself, but the entire kingdom. For the first time, Kato truly grasped the immense pressure of what it meant to lead, and he sensed that his journey towards becoming a wise and just ruler had only just begun.
I will be ready, father.
Remember, a king's true strength is his wisdom, not just his sword.
As the fire crackled, Kato felt the weight of his father's advice settle within him. The flickering flame seemed to mirror the significance of the moment. Though he didn't yet fully grasp the depth of his father's words, he understood their importance. The night sky, filled with stars, seemed to bear witness to this critical turning point in his life. Kato's resolve grew stronger with each passing moment. While he couldn't foresee the challenges or decisions he would face as a leader, he was determined to live up to his father's expectations. This was just the beginning of his journey, and Kato knew he was ready to embrace it, no matter the path ahead.
Kato, you must leave. It's not safe. The palace has been attacked. Rival forces from the north have betrayed us. They've come to take the throne. We must go, my prince. Go with them, Kato. Protect yourself. You must live to lead our people.
The night was black, with only the faintest sliver of moonlight piercing through the canopy of trees. Kato, the guard, and a small group of loyal soldiers raced through the dense forest on horseback, their breath coming in quick gasps as they urged their horses onward. The trees loomed tall and shadowy around them, their branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. The pounding of the horses' hooves echoed through the still night, the sound bouncing off the thick trunks as they pushed deeper into the wilderness. Behind them, the enemy's shouts grew louder, a haunting reminder of the danger that was fast approaching. Kato could hear the distant clatter of armor and the menacing barks of orders from the rival forces, drawing closer with every moment. Branches whipped past his face, stinging his skin, but he didn't flinch. His heart raced, not just from the exertion of the ride, but from the realization that everything he knew, his home, his family, his kingdom, was slipping away.
But my father, what about the king?
The words escaped Kato's mouth, lost in the wind as the dense forest closed in around them. Though the palace was far behind, hidden by darkness and trees, Kato's heart ached with the knowledge that his father, too ill to flee, had been left behind. His grip tightened around the reins, his mind flooded with painful images of the palace engulfed in flames and the sounds of battle echoing through the night. He could almost see his father standing tall and defiant, knowing his fate was sealed. Despite the distance, the weight of his father's sacrifice pressed heavily on Kato, filling him with both grief and a growing sense of responsibility for the kingdom he would one day return to reclaim. The god's words pierced Kato, filling him with guilt and sorrow. He had always believed his father would guide him through the trials of kingship. Now, with his father's sacrifice, the weight of the kingdom rested on Kato's young shoulders. Tears mixed with dirt and sweat. But he knew his duty was to survive. With each beat of his horse's hooves, Kato felt the reality settle in. His father had entrusted Shewa's future to him. Though the pain was unbearable, Kato silently vowed to return, reclaim his kingdom, and honor his father's sacrifice. The wind roared, but Kato's resolve only grew stronger. Kato had lost his home, family, and throne, but not his hope. Though the pain of exile weighed on him, a fire still burned within. He carried his father's lessons, the strength to unite, the wisdom to lead with compassion, and the heart to protect his people. Over the years, Kato grew stronger, mastering the art of war and diplomacy, preparing himself for the future. He knew that one day he would return to reclaim what was rightfully his. No longer a boy, Kato would rise as the king who would restore his kingdom and honor his father's legacy.
Remember, young prince, the sharpness of your mind is as important as the sharpness of your blade.
I will learn everything. I will be ready for when the time comes.
As the years passed, Kato grew not only in strength but in wisdom, shaped by the hardships of exile and the lessons of those around him. He trained tirelessly in the art of combat, his sword becoming an extension of his will. Yet it wasn't just physical strength that he honed. He spent hours learning the strategies of war, studying diplomacy, and understanding the delicate balance of leadership. He watched and listened to the stories of other kingdoms, learning from their victories and mistakes. Kato knew that one day he would return to Shewa, not as the boy who fled, but as a king destined to unite all of Ethiopia under one banner, prepared to lead his people into a new era of strength and unity. When that day came, he would be ready to reclaim his throne and fulfill the destiny his father had foreseen.